Okay, so get yourself nice and comfortable. Let's dial it down a bit. Just let it all go. Absolutely nothing you need to do. This is your time. We're just going to relax and we're going to give the body an internal massage first with a bit of breathing. This is really, really important, not only for the internal organs, but for the lymphatic drainage as well. Because as your body moves on the inside, right, as the air fills all the gap and it fills your stomach and fills your ribs and moves your diaphragm and expands your chest, it actually moves the fluids within you, and that helps the lymphatic drainage of your body, which is very important. So we're going to do a little exercise today just to get that all moving, okay? Can't stress. I'm going to go over again maybe the next day the lymphatic drainage and the points, because it is so important, and it will help with swelling of the legs or any swelling of the hands or anything like that, because it's usually just fluids that are getting caught in places and not moving properly. So the lymphatic drainage is extremely important. So I'll just put that down there for the next day. And so we're going to just breathe in and out nicely through your nose. Feel your body sink into the surface below you. This frees up your body. Any tension you have in your body will be let go. This is very important. And this is another daily habit you can fit in, doing a little bit of breathing for maybe 1 or 2 minutes throughout the day. You might find you want to do it in the morning before you get out of bed. You might find you want to do it a little bit before lunch so you can relax your body before you eat your lunch. And just take a nice deep breath in and out and just say thank you before you eat. And it just lets everything relax, and you chew slower and you digest better. This is all very important. The body is a very complex organ, I guess you'd call it. And there's so many incredible things that it does. If you only think about the heart and the lungs, if either of those stopped functioning, we wouldn't be here. So we have to be very grateful for the incredible mechanics, I suppose, of the body that is going on every second of the day. It is truly amazing. The breath work I've been doing now, as you know, for a number of years. And it's just wonderful. The changes it's made, the improvements it has made. I mean, my inhalers, I hardly use my inhalers anymore. If I get an infection, obviously I have to use them. But other than that, once the infection calms down, I'm not using them. And I haven't actually got a serious infection for quite a number of months. I think it was the last bad infection I got was after last May. Last May, I picked it up from someone in the hotel who was a visitor, not one of ye, was one of the visitors. And I knew the minute I walked past her, I said, oh God, this isn't good now. And just let it go. And unfortunately, I did pick it up because she was coughing. She practically coughed into me. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, the breathing helps to expand the lungs and exercise all the capillaries and all the bronchioli inside in the lungs, and it expands them and it gives them space, and it moves anything that needs to be moved. So when you do get any sort of an infection, do your breathing techniques, and it will help to move anything that is even starting. Because if you get it before it starts, you'll be doing good. You know, when you just feel just the beginning of it. So here's the exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for 6, we're going to hold. Then we're going to exhale for 6 and we're going to hold. We're going to do these first 2 through the nose. So breathe in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Okay, the next one, you're going to inhale, same exercise, but you're going to hold for a little longer, and you are going to exhale through your mouth. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. If you have a nose that is blocked, you are welcome to inhale through your mouth and exhale through your mouth. But preferably, if you could inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. So inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now breathe normally. Now, this one is the final one. And we're going to do a big one, right? We're going to put our hands on our tummy, right? And when we breathe in, I want you to feel your tummy expanding and then your rib cage expanding and then your chest expanding. Okay, and we're going to hold for a little longer as well. So we're going to inhale for 10 and then we're going to hold for 12 and we're going to exhale for 11. Okay, so inhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to take a deep breath in as far as you can. And another sniff in. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. Now that has given you a fierce workout for your insides. It's fantastic. It really is. Because you've expanded your lung capacity now, so you're getting more, you've got more oxygen into your body, which is vital. Vital. Now, when the warmer weather comes, you can do that outside, you know, if you wish. It's even more beneficial out there because you're getting fresh air, which is fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, good stuff. I know you like the extra long holds there, Sandra, don't you? Yeah, I put that specially in for you. Yeah. Okay, so today we're going on a little trip in our imagination, a visualization, and I'm going to take you to a market in France. The weather is beautiful. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, it's a comfortable 25 degrees, and the view is amazing. And we were walking down the street and you can see the ocean on your left and you can see all the boats out there just bobbing along and you can see the children and they're laughing and giggling and you can see the dogs and you can hear them barking, and there's people in swimming, and you go, okay, once I get my groceries from the market, I'm going to drop them back home, and then I'm coming down for a swim. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up the street, and we're going to turn right down an alleyway. And down this alleyway, there is a little market that's on every Sunday. And today is Sunday in our imaginations. And the minute we turn the corner, we can see these glorious colours. There's canopies and all the little stalls and all the people walking around, and you can hear the voices, you can hear the laughter, and you can hear the joy in the air, and it just lifts your spirits. And as you walk through the beautiful cobbled street, you can see the colors coming towards you. And there's like stand with apples and oranges and bananas and dates, and you can smell the beautiful oranges and everything coming up to just hug your nasal passages, and your just taste buds are just dripping because they want to eat some. They want to get their teeth into, they want to get the teeth into the oranges and just feel the juices just, engulfing your taste buds. So it's such beautiful things happening to your senses right now. And as you move along, then we move along, and there's a stand with beautiful, different coloured flowers. And there is tulips and roses and carnations and an array of different flowers. And the colours are amazing, and the smell is just divine. You just want to buy them all. And as you turn around and to the other side of this, you can see that there's a stand with olive oils and vinaigrettes and balsamics and all those different cheeses and olives and all just salads made up and everything. And you're going, oh my God, I just want them all. Oh, and you're just dying to get them all so you can get home and have a lovely lunch after your swim because you want to work up an appetite. And then, of course, you smell it. You smell it. The boulangerie, the bakery, and the croissants, and the pain au chocolat, and all the gorgeous breads. And you're there going, oh my God, I want them all. So you get a few things in each section, and then you work your way down to the final part of the market, and it's full of artistes and their paintings and pottery and homemade jewelry, and anything you want is in there. It's just full of things made from cast iron and bent to it into their lives, into these unusual shapes, and you think, how imaginative. And you just love it. Your body is filled with joy and excitement and happiness and everything. And you think, how wonderful is this? This is just heavenly. So you grab again whatever you need, and you treat yourself to a nice new pair of earrings. And you think, yeah, they'll be nice now for when I meet my friend on Wednesday night, or I go on a date on Friday night, or whatever it is you want to do. And you buy a lovely vase for your flowers that you just bought. And it's just great. So you work your way home and you drop off all your stuff and you're happy out, and you grab your swimsuit and everything, and you head down back to the beach again. And you lay out your big towel and you lay down, and you've brought a little bag of goodies that you got from the market. You've some dates and bananas, and you've got some bread, and you've got some a lovely drink and everything. So you sit down and you say, right, okay, I'll leave that all there and I go in for a swim. And you go in, and the water is just heavenly, absolutely heavenly. So I don't know whether you walk in slowly or whether you're a run and jump kind of person or what kind of way you go into the water, but whatever way you go in, head on in and get in there and have a nice little swim around. and just feel how refreshing it is. And just what I like to do is I like to lay back in the float in the water and feel the sun on my face. And I just lie there and I can hear the flip flapping of the water by my ears. And it's just like, oh God, it's just perfect. And just lay there now and enjoy that for a minute. Can you smell? What can you smell? What can you hear? What can you taste? What can you see? I know I can taste the salty water. I can see the blue sky. I can hear the children laughing and the dogs barking and the adults trying to organize everything. Absolutely glorious. Now, what I want you to do is make your way back into the shore, nice and gently. Grab your nice towel, wrap it around you, and come join me here. I hope you enjoyed that. Got all your senses going there, I hope. You'll be all running off to the market in the morning. Now, habits. Habits are something I never stick to before, right? And I was just, I don't know, just couldn't stick to anything really, especially when I got this. I kind of had habits before this, before I got this kind of 25 years ago. I'd go swimming during the week, I'd go to work, I'd go out with my Sam to different things and Jim to different things and stuff like that. So it was a regular life, but I think it was more important for me, and it made a huge difference to me, that when I formed more habits, I found life getting a lot better. My quality of life really improved. I simplified everything. And I think that's very important. I think you need to prioritize and simplify everything and bring it down to what you feel is important. Now, one thing I think I'm about 1,050 days into it, is my French Duolingo. I don't know if I'm any more proficient in French, but I've definitely kept it up consistently. And some days I only do it for literally one lesson, which is a minute and a half, if that. It could be even less than that sometimes. But at least I did it every day. And that's something that I stayed consistent with. The writing I do most days, I do a little bit of writing most days, just kind of whatever comes into my head or whatever, whether it's journaling or it's for a specific thing. I do that. But the habits that really counted and really helped me, I'll be going over today now. And I'll simplify it all for you, because I do believe you need to make it easy so that you'll do it. And if it only, like the French, it's only 1 minute a day, you know what? That's one thing you do once a day, and it is fabulous for the brain. The reason I did it was for the brain, so to keep the brain challenged and stuff. And if it's just for 1 minute in the day, that'll do. And some of it is gone. I do know a bit of French now, but I mean, if I went to France, it could be a totally different kettle of fish. I might be looking at him going, "What'd you say?" But it's fun anyway. It's fun. And that's the most important thing. If you have a habit, make it fun. Make it something you really like and that you really want to do, and that it doesn't get overwhelming, because you don't want it to get overwhelming. You just want something you can do day to day, week to week, and see it building and growing. And there's no pressure to build or grow or be proficient or whatever it is you want to be. There's no such thing as perfection, right? So it's just doing it. And unless you care about perfection and stuff, the more that goes in, because you're relaxed and you're not trying so hard. I think when you try so hard, your brain just freezes. That's my experience anyway. So what kind of habits. You kind of have to take a look at what you want to do, right? What kind of habit you'd like to introduce, whether it be like I like my photography, that's definitely a habit. It could be art, it could be based on one of these. I have 4 categories that I'm going to talk about later on. But I think it's important to have, you can have one kind of category where you kind of say, yeah, I definitely want to do that at least 5 times a week. So you've won the week, right? So you say, right, okay, art. Even if I did art, if I sat down for 1 minute and did a little bit of an art and just doodled and whatever, that is very therapeutic, right? Even for 1 minute. And it's very good for your imagination, and it's very good for getting movement in, and you I can guarantee you, if you start drawing for a minute, you'll end up drawing for 3 minutes. But the thing is if you only do it for 1 minute, that's perfectly fine, right? Okay. So ask yourself some questions. Ask yourself, well, what is it I'd really like to implement in my life that will bring me joy and that will be fun? It could be going out in the morning and looking at the birds for 1 minute and listening to them for 1 minute every day. And that's it, right? And the joy you'll get from that by just standing there and taking a couple of deep breaths and listening to the birds, that's a gorgeous habit. You know, it's very therapeutic, it's very uplifting. You'll get more oxygen into your lungs, and your level of joy will rise, which will help obviously you to be more, start off the day in a happy mode. Right. So it could be something as simple as that. Right. Now, if there's something else you want to do, like some people like to do decluttering and stuff, I would keep it very simple. There's a couple of decluttering jobs I haven't done yet, and I need to do them, but I need to make it very simple for myself. Like literally make a plan for the kitchen and do 1 drawer a day. Keep it simple. And if it takes me, whatever, 2 weeks to do the kitchen, it takes me 2 weeks to do the kitchen. And it may not, but I might do 1 drawer a bit faster than another drawer. So you'll find you actually get 2 drawers done, but you allot an amount of time. So you say to yourself, right, okay, I'm going to do this 1 drawer. And you set an alarm for 10 minutes, right? And you say, right, okay, I'll do 10 minutes. But if after 5 minutes you get tired, that's fine. Just stop and go back to it the following day. Do you know? So, and if you did that, like, you don't have to do it every day, but if you did it a couple of times a week, you know, you'd work through a nice bit. And the thing with decluttering is you got to make it really easy. You got to look at the drawer and go, right, I definitely don't want that. I definitely don't want that. And I definitely don't want that, and throw them out straight away. Right. And that can be 1 drawer done for the moment. You can do layer 1, right? And do that for every drawer. Just take out the definites, right? For every drawer. Right. And that can be a very quick process. And then the next layer, you can do it a little bit more in depth. So the one thing is, I don't want you to put yourself under pressure, right? That's the main thing, right? And if you want to do 1 minute, that's fine. You get a nice bit done in 1 minute. If you open a drawer and you say, right, I definitely don't need that, that, and that, right? If you've got 4 knives inside in a drawer that you're not using, right? And you have one out that you always use, that's 4 surplus. You don't need that. Take away 3 of them, right? Give them to a neighbor, or give them to whoever you want, or throw them in the bin. But you don't need all those knives. Half of them are probably blunt and stuff, and you haven't used them forever. So you use the one you're using all the time, which I have a kind of a drawer where I put stuff in. And then I have a magnet thing where I have all my knives that I use every day. But I must say now I probably have about 3 knives, and it's like carving knives and stuff inside the other drawer that need to go in the bin or give them to someone, you know. So keep it simple. Keep it simple, all right? And have fun doing it. Decluttering is very good for the mind and the outlook because you feel less claustrophobic. You find more space, right? That's very important, right? So you won't feel as when things are all cluttered and clustered, you can feel the pressure, you know. Whereas if it's nice and minimalistic, you know, with your few pictures and your plants and stuff, whatever, but not cluttered, you actually will feel lighter, okay, which is good for your moods. So know what you want to adjust, name it, define it, and picture in your mind what you want it to look like at the end, right? So you're getting a visual of what you want at the end, right? And if it takes you 12 months to do it, I mean, just chip away at it all the time. Nothing has to be done overnight, right? And do it in small bits, right? So if you want to draw a little plan of your house, say the downstairs, right? And you have the rooms, and each time you finish your room, you cross it off and you go, right, that's done. And then the next room, that's done, that's done. And you could do one a month, I mean, you might get more done, but you could do one a month and that would be enough. You might, if you get more done, that's completely up to you. But I would set a timer so that you don't overdo it. Okay, so I would say the maximum time I would spend on it is 15 minutes. Maximum time of any one time, because you don't want to overdo it and not come back to it then for ages because you're too tired. You want consistency is what we're after, right? So little and often, like everything else, I guess, eh? Keep your tasks simple. Again, 1 minute a day is perfectly fine. Make a simple plan so that you can be consistent, right? Calm the mind. If you're getting flustered, right, you're not going to be happy, right? So it's good to kind of do a little bit of a kind of a calming meditation or something beforehand if you want, or a couple of deep breaths, and just relax yourself down and go, right, get yourself into the right frame of mind, the right state of mind, where you're kind of saying to yourself, right, I'm looking forward to this now. I'll do this for the next 15 minutes and then I'll sit down and relax and have a cup of tea. So you're going into it with the right frame of mind and you're nice and relaxed and you're happy about it. It's important to be happy. You can do the task mindfully. So you're in the task, right? Your mind isn't just wandering everywhere. So you open the drawer and you say, right, what do I do here? Right? You can take out everything out of the drawer, and then you can take one thing at a time and say, right, okay, is this going or coming? So if it's staying, you put it back in the drawer, and if it's not, you put it into a box, right? A dump it box, right? And the other box can be a donate box. Okay, so you can donate to a friend or wherever you want, or bin it, whatever you want. But yeah, so you're calm and you're mindful and you're in the moment. You're not getting distracted. Now, if your plan isn't going according to plan, right, you may want to adjust things a little bit, right? But keep your end goal in line, right? So say, for example, you wanted to do something. Say Sam contacted me this morning, says, I'm making my goals for March. He'll make his goals for March. He'll write them all down. He'll make a plan of how he's going to get there step by step. But if in the middle of it, you find, this isn't working. So you may want to adjust it a little bit. You may want to ask for help from somebody else if you're finding it difficult. You may want to just realign it, basically, so that you can continue on and get through the obstacle and go to the end line that you visualize. Okay, so focus is important, right? And by being mindful in your actions, that gives you more focus, right? It improves focus. So when you're decluttering or you're doing whatever you task you want to do, you want to be focused and in it, and then you hit the obstacle and you go, right, okay, let's take a bit of a breather here and get back down to a nice relaxed state and think about, right, what can I do here? What do I need to get past this? Do I need to ask someone for help? Do I need to get something that will help me to, get through this? It could be a small task like putting up a shelf, and actually got a screwdriver and the screwdriver breaks, so you have got to get another one or something, or you just don't know. So you just adjust, take your time, adjust, and just then get through that obstacle. And every obstacle you get through will make you happier, because you go, geez, I've accomplished so much. So that's important. uh, Positive self-talk is very important, right? Okay, make sure that the what you want to do, the habit you want to build, is attainable, that it's not out of your reach, that you can't do it. Like me this morning, I bumped into this girl I know, and she has a dog, and she wanted someone to mind the dog for 3 weeks, and I'm going, oh my God, I'd love that, but I know I couldn't do it. Not a dog, a golden retriever for 3 weeks. I was going, oh God, no. So I would, much and all as I'd love to, and I would have done it when I was before, but no, I wouldn't be able for him now. So make sure whatever you want to do, or your habits that you want to do, is attainable. So that you can be confident that, right, okay, this is doable. This is definitely doable. So you can talk to yourself and encourage yourself, say, right, now I've 10 minutes now, let's do a little bit of that. And you sit down and you do whatever it is you want to do. Whatever habit you feed the habit, basically, and you feed it by sitting down. You get your art book out and you do a little bit of drawings or whatever it is, and that's feeding it. And then you put it back and you do it again another day. And so if I call it feeding the habits, right? So that it's like a plant. You got to keep the habit alive, so you get consistency, which is good. So move regularly and get blood circulating. That's a habit in itself, right? It's basically, if you only said to yourself, right, okay, I usually sit down and watch TV for 2 hours. Maybe if I get in the habit of every hour, I get up and get a glass of water, get a little sip of water, go and, so you're getting up more frequently, you're getting more movement in the body, right? And that's a very important habit, right? Okay, movement is very important. Are you sitting down by you're sitting down by your chair, like I'm sitting here now, and I could pick up say if I had dumbbells, I might pick up the dumbbells and go like this for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I put it down and go, right, that's movement done for the day. I've done a little bit of resistance, and it doesn't even take a minute. It's just 5 little movements, and you've worked your little muscles, and it's easy, because you could do it. Even if you had I have these squeezy things there that you grab and you squeeze, whatever. And if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got, right, that's it for the day. Now I've done my, so simple things that you can do, like stacking. So you're sitting at the chair. So you're sitting on your chair and you go, oh, well, I have a kind of a table beside my chair, and on the table I have my nail stuff and my little squeezy things and my dumbbells, and I have a little pen and paper and whatever. So if I need anything, I can reach for it and just do it. Okay, and it makes it easy, because it's like it's just makes it easier that you don't have to really get up and think about it. It's there for you. It's handy, right? So I make things easy for myself, and I put things beside me there. And if I get up every hour, I usually do anyway. But in between, some days I do it, and other days I don't bother. But if I do it 3 or 4 times in the week, I've done more than if I'd done nothing. So these are little things you can implement into your life and make it a habit. Stay hydrated, very important. When you don't stay hydrated, that's even a habit in itself. The habit of drinking more water, so that you stay hydrated, and your body needs an awful lot of fluids, right? And if you don't have the correct amount of fluids, like air, you get sluggish, right? That's why I need my window open in my room, is because I get very, very sluggish if I don't have enough air and I don't have enough water. Those are 2 things I really need a lot of. So yeah, these are little kind of habits you can implement quite easily, stacking your habits is like if you're brushing your teeth and you want to brush your teeth and do it with your opposite hand, right? So I'm normally right-handed to brush my teeth. If I brush my teeth with my left hand, I'm actually exercising the brain and how the mechanics work. So I'm using something different. It's a whole new ball game, right? That's movement. And it's challenging for the body. So it's exercising. The brain has to think, right? Which is very, very good for you. That's a little stacking habit you can use, right? Another stacking habit you could use is you can move from side to side on your feet while you're washing your teeth and washing with the left hand, so that you're getting a little bit of movement in. You only have to do it twice a day, so you're just moving from side to side, foot to foot, right? Okay, or you can put your heel up and kick your bum. As you wash your teeth, you can kick your bum, kick your bum, kick your bum. And if you want, you can kick your right leg to your left bum cheek and your left leg to your right bum cheek, and you get the crossover, which is very good for the brain. When you cross things over, right, it's very good for the brain because it helps with all the functions. I mean, the brain functions are absolutely incredible. And by crossing things over, if you go from your right hand side down to your left knee and your left hand side down to your right knee, that crossover section triggers something in the brain that activates good things in your brain, basically. I'm not going to go into all the mechanics of it, but crossing over is very, very, very good for you. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that. But I mean, if you only decide to go shuffle from foot to foot and do your teeth, you could do it in the morning if you think of it with the opposite hand, or you might think of it at night. Whenever you do think of it, just try it out. It's very good because if you do the same thing every day, like if you go out the door and you walk to the right every time, it becomes an automatic pilot. So you don't have to think. But the problem is we need to think, right? So by changing up like every time, we don't go right every time we go out the door. We might go left sometimes, or we go, which way do you want to go? And he'll go left and I'll go right. And I'll go, come back this way. So you're actually changing up your routine so it doesn't become automatic pilot and you're using your brain, right? You're kind of thinking, oh, if I go this way now, I have to go there and I have to take a left there and a right there and whatever. So you have to think about it, right? Whereas if you go the same route the whole time, your brain is like, yeah, did I know this? Do you know? So it's important to change things up a bit. And that's a habit as well. Have a habit of saying, right, okay, I always do this. Why don't I try going a different route? Do you know? Next is track your progress. You can use a little journal or your phone or whatever and track your progress. So if you're doing something and you want to, like the house thing, I think for the decluttering is very handy, right? So you have a little rough design of your downstairs and the rooms, and you write kitchen, you K for kitchen and H for hall and I don't know, whatever else is downstairs, the utility, U for utility. And then when you're finished, you cross them off. So it's a visual satisfaction, you know, and you're keeping progress of what you've done. You could use a tick box. I use the tick box for my walking on my phone. I put in walk every day and I tick off when I do the walk. So that's kind of satisfactory. But I could have a little notebook that I could put them in and basically, you know, do, but I haven't done that, basically. Getting fresh air every day is quite a good habit. You know, just getting out there, even for 30 seconds, 1 minute, you know, get out there and just take a couple of breaths. And even if like our front door now has a little bit of a kind of a thing there. So if it's pouring rain, I walk out the door and I walk onto it's kind of a closed area. And I walk out there and I take a couple of deep breaths and I go back in again to the house. So I'm outside as such, you know, I'm just not out in the pouring rain or the freezing cold. Because the last few weeks now with the snow and the storms and everything, some days you just can't get out. So I just go out there and I just take my deep breaths and then I say, right, done my 5 breaths, go back in again, you know. So it's quite easy. Sticking to the plan. It's good to have an accountability buddy, right? That's really, really good. Jim, at the moment, I was on to my sister there the other day, and she was asking how Jim was and how he's getting on with he's doing weight loss and exercise and stuff. He'd gone very bad with everything. So I got him this guy to help him out, and he's lost a stone. So she was saying that's great. So he's 15 stone now, and her husband popped up and said, I want to get down to 14 stone as well. And I said, oh, that's great. Why don't you do it together? So he goes, yeah, we can be the fit fellows. He goes, so I said, Grant, I'll set up that. So I set it up. What day was it? Was it Sunday or something? I can't remember. Was it yesterday? I can't remember. It was a day or two ago anyway. And I set it up, and sure, the banter that started was great. And yesterday they did it must have been Sunday, because yesterday they did their first weigh-in, and Michael, my brother-in-law in England, was 1 pound lighter than Jim, and Jim was like, "Oh Jesus, he's lighter than I am by 1 pound." So there's real competition there. So that's fantastic, So yeah, I mean, I know it's funny, really. Jim's doing this with this guy, and the more you eat, the more you eat, the more weight you lose. Because he actually gave out to him last week and said, are you eating everything you're supposed to be eating? Because the body needs to fuel off the food you're eating. But he's doing exercise and gym work and weights and stuff. So basically he needs the fuel. So but yeah, so now he's got an accountability buddy, and he finds it brilliant. It's only been a few days, and they're onto each other every day, and they're slagging each other, and and they're both very competitive. So it's a good combination. So yeah, so the accountability buddy is great to have. Now, okay, I better get on to this bit. Okay, so the four basic areas you can work on if you want. Now, I mentioned a few already, and you can work on those if you wish. 4 areas you can work on. The habit of food, right? I think food is very important. It's the most important area of everything, right? Okay, get in the habit of buying good food, right? Buy good food. You can buy your treats, right? Okay, but I mean, buy the good food. You will be amazed at the amount of money we spend on junk, right? Okay, it's absolutely astounding when you look in people's trolleys and you see how much even we did back in the day, how much money you spent on just junk, right? Most of the aisles are of junk, right? Okay, you go down the aisle, the outside aisle, and you get your fresh fruit and veg, and you can get your wholemeal bread and whatever, and that's fine. They get your meats and your fishes, whatever. All the middle sections are junk, right? Okay, and then you can get your dairies and your whatever you want. So, I mean, just pick wisely when you're picking food, because you can't eat it if it's not in the house. Right, that's the thing. But have your treats. I buy these little snack bars, right? And I buy a 90% chocolate, right? Lindt chocolate. And they're my treats. So I'd have one square of that with they're quite decent squares. I'd eat one square of that with a cup of tea at night, and that would do me then. That would get rid of my sweet tooth. And some nights then we have a snack, or I might make a yogurt with some peanut butter and something else inside there, fruit or something or other, So like you can eat good food and have your little snacks and stuff, and it does you all the good, So plan your foods and try, and like we buy a whole free range chicken if you like chicken, say for example, and that does you for a couple of days, and you've good chicken on that. Right, and you know that you can. Then all you need to put is your veggies on top of that, and then you might make a batch cooker, kind of a lasagna or a chili con carne or something, and have that another night and freeze half it, and you can have that another night. I mean, you can pick good solid protein foods, whether it be plant-based protein or meat, fish, eggs, whatever it is you want. But make sure that you keep the sugars and the carbs relatively low. I mean, you can have your nice sandwich in the middle of the day with your whole wheat bread and stuff. That won't do you any harm whatsoever. But inside, have nice chicken and nice salad and you know, a bit of cucumber, whatever it is you want, you know. And I had my sandwich now today, and it was banana and chicken and, oh no, it was turkey I had today. Banana, turkey, and these super seeds that I get. And I sprinkled those in it, and I had a lovely, lovely sandwich, do you know? Okay, so the second one I've picked here is movement. So the first one was food. The second one is movement, getting in more movement. As I said, if it's only getting up every hour to get a little bit of water, that's good. But try and get a little bit of movement in. Sleep, can't stress how important sleep is, right? Sleep is so, so important. Even if you go to bed, like if you're, you know, try and get it's your circadian rhythm, right? And you want to balance that out, right? Okay, and I know some of you don't go to bed till late and whatever, but if even you went up and you had a bath, or you went up and read the book and you relaxed, and say you went up at 10 o'clock, say you usually go to bed at 11, maybe go at 10 and just read or relax or listen to a story or something on YouTube or whatever you want. And then you'll drift off to sleep, but you're in the bed and you're relaxed, and that is recharging your body. And then adjust it by 15 minutes every second night, right? So you have 15, say if you start on a Monday, you're 10 o'clock, right? Then you're quarter to 10 for 2 nights, then you're 8:30 for 2 nights, and you're adjusting it. And then set your alarm for the equivalent at the other side. So if you're going to bed at 10 o'clock, set your alarm for 10 o'clock the next morning and get up at that time. And when you get back to 9 o'clock at night, you can say, right, okay, I'll go to bed at 9 o'clock at night, 5 nights a week, right? And get a good night's sleep 5 nights a week. And then you might, over the weekend, you might like to have, twice during the week, you might have people over, or you might feel like watching a movie with somebody or something, and you won't get to bed at that time. That's fine. That's grand. But you're doing it most days of the week, right? So 5 days of the week, and your circadian rhythm then will just balance out. And before you know it, you'll be able to go to bed, and because you're getting up at the equivalent time the next morning, so you're setting the alarm for 9 o'clock, and you get up at 9 o'clock using that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you get up, and then you basically, your body gets into a rhythm, right? And that's what you want, right? Okay. The next one, which I think we have anchored down pretty well, is relaxation, right? We're pretty good at that one, I think. We've nailed that one. Oh, stop. Yeah. Definitely no worries about that one. So they're the four areas that you can, if you want to start off just kind of working on your habits, your food habits. Say just when you go to the groceries, try and make most of your purchases good purchases. And things you like I mean, if you love fish, if you love meat, if you love your vegetables, what we do is we have, say, chicken. I'm just using chicken as an example, and I'd use about 4 veg, right? 4 different veg. Stick them in the steamer. Might have broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, and turnip. Do you know, that's one night, and then you might have the same the next night if you've some left over. Then the next, the next day you might decide, okay, I'm going to have whatever it is you want, peas and broccoli and something else, or whatever it is you choose, right? Okay. I usually try and use 4 veg and lots of protein. But I mean, that doesn't mean you can't have a salad. You could have your meat or your fish with a lovely salad with an array of stuff in the salad, which is all good for you and lovely, right? And very tasty. So, I mean, you have that. Now, if you want to, I don't usually do carbs at night. But if you want a little bit of carbs, I'd use only a small bit of carbs because you don't really need them. But if you want to have a little bit of carbs at night, by all means, have a little bit. But use them as the smallest portion on your plate. So maybe a couple of chips, and then have loads of veggies and a salad and loads of protein. Protein should take up half your plate, So you have your food, your movement, your sleep, and your relaxation. They're the 4 areas that are probably the most important and basic areas. And then little habits during the day where you have just 1 minute of this or 1 minute of that, getting fresh air, doing breathing, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat on the day, really, you know, because it's such small amounts, you know, you won't feel it. You know, you'll be ticking boxes all over the place. You know, and just pick one thing you want to implement, and then when you're quite comfortable with that, you might be able to stack them. You know, like getting out in fresh air and doing your breathing. There's two habits in one. You know, you're out in the fresh air, you're doing your breathing, and you do for 1 minute, and presto, you come back in, you're done. You know, so use the stacking to suit yourself.